How's it going, guys? So with Bolt M getting out there, we've had a few questions. A few people get sort of confused about the compatibility with various cylinders. Now, we have two versions that are out right now. We have the JG Bar 10 and the VSR10. So the only difference between those two is the threads on the cylinder head. Okay, VSR10 uses a slightly smaller thread spec, and if you put it on something with JG threads, you see it'll just kind of go right in there. It may thread in a little bit, but it's going to be too loose. Sorry about that. Versus the JG's threads go on like that. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, something to remember here is if your VSR10 uses an aftermarket cylinder, those threads may not be VSR10 spec threads. We don't have a full list of this at this point, but some of the aftermarket cylinders use JG spec threads instead of VSR10 threads. So you're going to have to look into that. The next thing, though, is cylinder length. The fact that a gun says VSR10 compatible does not necessarily mean that it uses the same length cylinder. So we have the cylinder out of a Echo 1 M28, which in most ways is a VSR10 cylinder. Same diameter, threads use a JG spec thread, so that works. But you'll notice the cylinders are slightly different lengths, and that's going to cause an issue with the system in terms of the engagement of the cylinder head with the engine itself. So if you have questions about something that is not one of the guns specified that we have a system that works with, please get in touch with us and don't just assume that because a listing somewhere says JG or VSR10 compatible that the system is necessarily going to work with the gun.